I would like to watch that movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger gives birth to a baby sometime again.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, saw it as a kid. He
Is that Kindergarten Cuck?
It's kindergarten cuck, dude. I'm a cuck, you idiot. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Grass Touchers, the show where all three of us pals sit around for a second, talk about some video games, and then play some video games because we just really don't have that much time for them. I am Jake.
I am Jared.
And I'm Jared. I mean, Greg.
No, you're not, dude.
It's because last week he wasn't here. He forgot.
No,
This is Deg's, the beginning of his slow ramp up into his IRL stealing of my identity. He's going to start with jokes, and then it's going to slowly turn into a full... my credit card is going to get frozen.
It's a long-term sort of psyop,
Right.
boiling frog boiling in water sort of thing.
Right. No, he's like, no, you're Deg. I'm Jared. And I'm like, wait a minute. Who am I? What?
Brother, all I'm trying to steal is that 10% body fat, my friend. And the hairline,
Just
too. You wouldn't hurt. But.
Gaslighting you out of your own body, actually.
Yeah, stealing.
No,
me.
that's my skin. Give me that.
Yeah. Dang.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of Jared, get us started, man. How's your week been? What's up in video game land right now?
Oh, man. Well, working a lot as usual, but that's boring, so we're not going to talk about that.
Word.
I have my RP5. I have been trying to knock out like a bunch of achievements for Tekken 2, a game that I played a lot as a kid.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm actually having a lot of fun. I found a way to cheese the AI, but to be fair, the AI is constantly cheesing you on that game. They're extremely, like most fighting game AIs, they're like pretty much cheating because they're just like reading your inputs and like reacting in an inhuman way. But that was
millisecond
fun.
reaction time.
Right. Like ducking every single throw and all sorts of stuff. But I've been playing a lot of Overwatch 2, the sequel to the hit game Overwatch 1.
Overwatch, the squeakquel.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same game, but it's a lot of fun and it's free to play. And I don't have Game Pass for those tracking on my continuing quest of letting my Game Pass expire for long periods of time and then re-upping it for a month and then letting it expire. I'm in one of those down months where I'm playing a lot of Overwatch 2. I have been playing that game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game Marvel Snap. It's a mobile game. It's like a card game. It's kind of like Hearthstone.
Oh, word.
It's fun.
I feel like
dude.
maybe you talked about it one time.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot, and I've been playing it for a few months. My brother's been playing it a lot longer than I have, and he was like, dude, you should play it. It's fun. Turns out it's good, and I've been playing it.
Nice.
It's starting to warm up a little bit here in Tucson, Arizona, so there's also a chance that I kill myself, and you guys never hear from me. No.
Dude, I thought about it today because in North Carolina this morning, the low was 37 and the high was 81. And like, how do you dress for that? That's crazy. It makes for a pretty nice afternoon walking out of the work building there. But like in the morning, I've got like a legitimate, super cozy, warm sweater on. And I thought, gosh, it's going to be 80 in the afternoon. And I was like, I bet it sucks in Arizona right now.
Yeah, dude. It's been nice this week, but it's the type of thing where it's like I can feel it rolling around the corner, and it's kind of intimidating here. It's not the type of thing where this is my theory here. When you get out of school, especially and specifically in Arizona and in Tucson, summer is hell. It's not good for anything. It's not good for
It's pretty bad.
anything. You're not even out. You're not even getting the cool part of like, hey, we don't have to go to school, so this rocks. It freaking sucks to be an adult in the summer in Tucson. It's horrible. That's why all the old people leave.
Yes,
all the snowbirds
literally.
are gone. Yeah, so
Yep.
I'm bummed about that. Yeah, we played some Siege, and Jake and Dag have been following the Siege scene and the Siege X thing. I know absolutely nothing about it, and they're going to tell us about it. It's going to be huge. I can't wait. It's going to be monumental.
It's going to be huge.
Huge.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, pretty cool. Fitting in games when I can, and yeah, there's always a bunch to talk about, and it'll usually spill out over the next hour or so as we're playing. I always forget at the top of the show what the heck is going on in my life.
It's the grass toucher's way.
I would like to watch that movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger gives birth to a baby sometime again.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, saw it as a kid. He
Is that Kindergarten Cuck?
It's kindergarten cuck, dude. I'm a cock, you idiot. Yeah. Yeah, that is what that is. But yeah, I'd like to see that movie again. I just thought about that. So that's pretty much all that's going on in my life. What's going on, Douglas?
Well, I've been playing exclusively Heroes of the Storm and Escape from Tarkov. I'm just kidding. I haven't been playing either of those games. Those are the two games I have the least interest in playing right now, I think.
Yeah, right.
No, I've been playing some Siege with both of yous, which has been really fun. I've kind of been... Siege has this weird ability to just, like, grab me. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
It is incredibly addictive when it's good, frighteningly bad when it's bad.
Yeah,
and it's we've had very few of those like frighteningly bad moments recently. Super hyped about the Siege X reveal. That was super cool, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Working and just being dad. My son is about to walk, which is really cool.
So wild to me. I saw those pictures you guys were posting of him just pulling himself. Of course, I got to see it firsthand the other weekend in Charlotte. You know, we were all hanging out, and I got to see baby Bo for the first time. Warm the cockles of my heart.
I just have the cutest child of all time, and anyone else who thinks that their child's cuter can just pound sand, as far as I'm concerned. So
That's right.
I'm a proud daddy.
Yeah.
But mostly Siege. Honestly, I have truthfully kind of stuck to my my plan of like not buying any. I haven't bought any new games.
Yeah, that's huge for you, dude.
I haven't really started playing my Steam library like I thought I was going to, but I haven't bought any new games. I did. We were cleaning the house the other day. This is the one gamer moment I did kind of have that didn't involve Siege. We were cleaning the house on Sunday, and found my 3DS XL. And
Oh, cool.
Oh.
yeah, I pulled out Pokemon Heart Gold. And
Oh, yeah.
I had a save file, and it said the last time I played was November 2016.
Whoa, full like 8.5 years ago.
Yeah, that was a great time in my life. But I happened to be like right before the third gem, which I don't know if you guys have played Heart Gold, but the third gem in Heart Gold and Soul Silver is the normal type gem, which is like kind of a notorious roadblock in that game because there's a mill tank. Literally, it's a
Big
Pokemon
cow.
that's
Yeah.
like that can heal itself and is like a tank, and so milk tank, right? Getcha. And so,
Yeah.
but that game is really fun. I played for like 3 or 4 hours on Sunday while we were watching college basketball, and I had forgotten how addictive Pokemon can be, especially when it's really good. It can be very addictive, and so that was pretty cool. Other than that, just Siege. What about you, Jake?
Oh, I was gonna say real quick, Dag. You know what I'm gonna say about that 3DS XL?
What?
You need to hack that bad boy. That you want all the games in the world on there, dude. You want?
I wouldn't
anything
hate
at
that.
your
Can
fingertips?
I still play Heart Gold and hack it?
You can play anything you want, dude. Yeah, it's the 3DS XL. I've actually been looking at like the prices of them because eventually I want to get one and hack it and get all the.
Jared's over here buying things from a decade ago.
Oh yeah, did you tell him I got a PS3?
He's about to buy.
You
If you haven't listened to last week's episode, Deg, Jared bought a PS3 in the year of our Lord 2025.
that totally tracks. Are you about to teach me something that you can't learn from a Jedi? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right. Dude.
Yeah, I'll be very interested in doing that.
Yeah,
so,
man.
yeah.
I was just going to take a second to give you some mad props, Deg. This past weekend when I was unavailable for our typical sieging that we might try to pull off on a Friday or Saturday night, I was at my in-laws. You were texting me. Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Davis was out here playing Siege solo queuing in Siege and trying new ops and doing cool stuff and texting me updates. He was like, dude, I just pulled off this great play. It was great. And then you played the worst map and played really well or whatever you said. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, man, we're trying to – because this is the thing. Yes, number one, what I've been doing this week is I'll just echo, playing some Siege. But the way that Siege gets its hooks in me is there'll be a change. And if it's a change for the better, it makes me reorganize all the little filing cabinets in my brain that are full of Siege knowledge. I have to go check on them. And I have to see oh, does this still work? Ooh, are people doing this anymore? Ooh, can I use this operator? Ooh, I haven't actually tried this one very much. Blah, 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 blah. And so there's a lot of cool kind of insight that I've had lately as we've kind of reattacked the Siege industrial complex there. So, yeah, I've been playing some Siege. I've been doing a little bit of the shooting range and trying to get my gun skill up. As we've said before, we have a ceiling that we are just not going to break past. But I think when I'm editing the podcast and just kind of listening to it passively, I can boot up the shooting gallery kind of situation in Siege, turn the Siege volume mixer down, and primarily just be listening to the audio of the podcast and work on the mouse skill there. So I've been doing that a little bit. I have been vicariously through my children enjoying Link's Awakening on the 3DS. It's funny you bring up 3DS. My kids recently, they just came up to my desk over here and they were poking around. They're like, Dad, what's that? Dad, what's that? Dad, what's that? And I was like, if you don't get out of here. Oh, that's a 3D. That's a 3DS. It's actually really rad. You want to check it out? And so after they had done some homework and done the things that I asked them to do that day, I let them take turns playing the 3DS and they tried a couple games. The first game they really wanted to try was Metroid. I forget which one. I think it's in their room.
All of the Metroid Game Boy games are good. Was it Fusion or Zero Mission?
It wasn't either one of those. It was one of the more recent ones for the 3DS.
Samus Returns.
By recent, I just mean that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. I'm not
Santa
sure.
Returns.
Yeah, dude. And so I said, hey, this game is hard, but I'll kind of show you a couple things, and then you can decide what you think of it. And so I did. And they tried it, and they were like, oh, I want to play something else. And so they ended up on Link's Awakening, and they were playing that on the 3DS and really enjoying it. And it brings me great joy to watch my children play the games that I also played. On this road trip we've got coming up this weekend, we'll be leaving tomorrow night after I get off work with my mom and the boys and me, going to see some family in Georgia. They're going to have some 3DS time, some iPad time. Maxwell has an iPod, an iPod Nano, 4 gig, just music player, and so I've got some tunes on there for him, and I'm kind of excited to do the road trip thing, be a fun road trip dad, and tell them they need to hold it or pee in a cup because I'm not stopping. So enjoying the family time there. The
iPod has exclusively Rebecca Black Friday on it. That's the only song.
Yeah. Yeah, Lil Jon's Get Low.
I loaded up Lil Jon's Get Low, LMFAO's Shots, and Lonely Island, I Just Had Sex, and progressive jazz on the iPod. And that's what my son is subjected to 24/7.
This is either going to make you guys really angry or you guys are going to like it. I don't know. But I've actually been lurking the DAP sub. The digital audio player subreddit. Keeping in mind, I'm not on Reddit. I use a browser to go on Reddit sometimes. Just that's my barrier, and I love it. It's perfect because it's when I need Reddit, I'm I can access it, but it's not right there to where I'm sucked in. So I've been looking about getting like an old like Sony digital Walkman, getting some nice in-ears, being one of those losers who who downloads FLAC files.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking my language. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I'm going to do it.
Have you checked, remember R6 Tracker? Did I show you this before?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, now hold on. This is crazy. This is my profile?
Yeah, so R6 Tracker, they hook into the Ubisoft servers and use the API to like pull all the data. Not all of it is since year 1, season 1, but it's like a place that we can look at data. Your best seasons were Heavy Metal and North Star. Whenever,
dude, look at me in North Star with the 2500 MMR, dude.
Yeah, I remember we were like teetering in gold a little bit,
dude.
But we ended up silver.
You guys should we should get really good at this game and become professional. No, I would play this game more if you guys were on. You guys need to definitely let me know when you guys are on because I will play. I'll play ranked.
I guess we need to do
guys.
that, even if it's just for like a match. Let's make a pact.
I need to play ranked though. This is my
we're playing ranked.
Strange biological necessity where it's like it needs to like feel heavy for some reason to get.
I think we got to just suck it up and literally only ever play ranked.
Look at the Montaigne stats, dude. The KD.
Look at those stats. Yeah, dude, that's pretty
Miserable
good for a shield up. For a shield up.
Yeah, I guess that's
not
true.
So bad, right? Now, win percentage. You have never lost with Tachanka.
Dude, my best op.
Because you played in one round. Yeah, and then Clash. I remember you used to play Clash a lot on defense.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah,
doing that antagonistic kind of shield thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then all your Scopos rounds. I mean, that's pretty good. Showing up right there.
Dang, dude, let's go play this game, huh?
I know, right? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about CJX a little bit.
Oh yeah, you guys go.
That was just a little. That was just a little preview of what R6 Tracker's been up to lately. So here we go. I'm just going to go to the Siege website, Ubisoft.com. Ladies and gentlemen, go Google this thing. Go to CJX. There is a new mode called Dual Front. Greg and I played it precisely one time, and then I went and played it on my own. Kind of treated it like a warm-up because it's so informal. It's a beta. Who cares? None of it matters, you know. Sure. All the operators are just sort of unlocked, and you can play the ones that are included in that mode. The vision here is I don't really want to look at the reveal trailer. So it's a 6v6 game mode with the biggest map ever. It's like, what would you say, Deg? Like maybe 3 or 4 maps combined, like in size total.
Yeah, probably.
I know you and I only played it like one time. But
yeah,
it's like pretty big. And the premise is it's kind of Battlefield, it's kind of Siege, it's kind of Call of Duty. It's like really this weird fusion. I want to go ahead and get out ahead of your initial impression, Jared. I am not madly in love with this new thing. Just to be clear.
Okay.
I'm trying to make up my mind about it. I think I would only ever treat it as like warm-up mode, or I'm by myself and I don't feel like doing solo, ranked.
Is it serviceable as like an aim trainer or something?
So I'll say this, because it is the most open-ended way to play Siege. You could play it any number of ways. You can focus on the objective and try new strats, and you and your buddy can breach the wall and do the thing. You can also, because you can play as an attacker or a defender at any point. There isn't like taking turns attacker defender, and you respawn. The respawn timer is 30 seconds, so if you die, you're going to be back in 30 seconds.
So you could have Capcan and Kali on the same team.
Yeah. Yeah, and so here's what's cool. Those defensive operators become really good attackers if they're trappers. At least this is one of many kind of dimensions to this I've found. Because as you breach in, if your trap operator stays alive, they can put traps kind of behind them as they're pushing into the building that they have to get to. And now as the enemy team tries to get in there and retake, they're actually coming up against traps. And so it's a really interesting dynamic. Here's the premise. I'll play this sort of 1 minute video. So you have to capture enemy bases and defend your own at the same time. There's 2 fronts, A and B, sort of like Team A, Team B, but they are symmetrical with each other. So there's like this central area in the middle that's like kind of big 2-story buildings with a courtyard kind of deal in the middle. Okay. And on all sides of that is like 6 discrete buildings, 3 for Team A and 3 for Team B, and they mirror each other. They're literally symmetrical, so it's the same. What's interesting is you have one unlocked at a time. So like this is the big middle area. Only B1 is open for the other team to try to come take it. And they literally cannot go to 2 or 3. They'll die. There's like a red barrier thing. They're not allowed to go in there. So you have to defend B1 and attack A1 at the same time. And that's why you got 6 people, maybe split 3 and 3, 4 and 2, however you want to do it. The neutral area in the middle is just always open to everybody, and you could go in there and just like kill bad guys. So as you go into one of these buildings, there's like the bomb room, and you got to plant the thing, just like in Core Siege. And once you plant it, there's a timer thing that is slowly ticking up and up and up and up. There's like 3 sectors to it, and each of those functions as like a checkpoint. So if you plant and it stays undiffused, we'll say, for a certain amount of time, you get to that first third of the circle, and now that's like a checkpoint. It won't go back past that. You've like taken it over by 1/3. I know it's a lot.
You're gonna have to. This is a great opportunity for you to do a time lapse, like fade in. The fade in things with the explanations where they just.
Yes.
I am not understanding. I mean, I'm understanding, but I'm not understanding why they would do this. I mean, it could be fun. It could be fine. It seems so weird. It's like a whole other game. It's so strange.
It is. Here's my theory, right? So there's attack, there's defense. Something I didn't say yet. There's a bonus objective at a random point in the middle of the match, where in the middle, in that neutral area, there's a hostage to rescue. And if you can take that hostage to your side, you get the enemy's bases captured to a certain percentage. Like you get automatic sort of like bonus cap points. And so what this enables is a couple of things. Number one, this mode is included in the free-to-play version of Siege X. If you buy Siege X, you get access to Ranked. You cannot play Ranked without buying the game. You can only play, I think it's Unranked and Quick Match and this. So there's sort of a paywall if you want to play with the big boys. But this is something that
Ubisoft release maybe of all time. They've taken every strange thing they've ever done and they've made it into one thing. There's like 19 editions.
Yep.
And there's 40 different objectives going on. It's like
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. So if you've played Siege before, Dual Front doesn't feel very strange. It just feels big. Okay. It's the same game. And you have to. This is the other thing. Just getting kills does not move the needle for your team at all. I found that it was very common because there's no like, you know how there's like attack and defense, and then defenders, if they come outside of the building, they get spotted. Right. Not the case in Dual Front. Everybody can be inside or outside freaking all the time. And so there's characters in this game that have DMRs and sniper rifles that are way more valuable all of a sudden because it's just kind of running around external to any building. And there's people that'll just go up on a roof because defenders can repel and like do everything that attackers can do. So you could get, Castle with his UMP-45, which is pretty low recoil, with an ACOG on it, and like shoot at guys. God forbid, of course, Cali or Glaz, right? Perfect, sure. For that kind of situation to do Overwatch. And if you get into the building and actually cap, that's how you make progress in the game. There's a lot of other kind of idiosyncrasies that I could get into, but let's focus up on some of the other cool stuff, right? There's advanced repel. When you're repelling, you can go to the side and hold shift and like sort of run as you repel, do like a wall run thing. It's kind of nice because it adds, some speed and agility to what is really a very precarious thing to do in the game. Right. There's new environmental destruction. So think fire extinguishers, red pipes on the wall that if you shoot them, there's fire, and doesn't last very long. Only lasts like 5 seconds, but it's a new sort of strategy in the game that you can employ.
Little wrinkle added to the game.
Yeah, just a little wrinkle. In my experience with this beta, it didn't really add a whole lot. It was just occasionally like a neat little side effect of playing smart. And then in addition to that environmental destruction, where they've literally just added things like fire extinguishers and these red gas lines, you can destroy or EMP things like metal detectors, so that they no longer beep at you when you try to walk through them. Like as an attacker or defender, you can actually kind of avoid that problem, which I think is very rad. There's a couple of objectives where those really do give you away if they're sort of in your path and they're unavoidable. There's a big visual overhaul. I've got a sweet little slider for you here, right? So here's how it was.
Oh, wow.
Here's how it is now. A little more detail in the textures. So look at the marble particularly.
Yeah,
it's
a little better.
A little bit of lighting, a little bit of texture work, a little bit of detail, kind of interesting. I think it's less like, I don't know. There's parts of it that are darker, like the shadows kind of pop out at me. Anyway, here's another one for Chalet. Here's how it is now. Here's how it's gonna be. Wow.
Okay, so it's the same game.
Absolutely.
They changed the lighting. They changed the lighting, I think.
It's a lighting thing. It's basically lighting. There's bank.
They still got the same Jason Bateman looking guy on the billboard up there. That's crazy.
He's still over there, yeah.
They didn't even change it to a black guy like they should have.
That's right. It's almost like just kind of an Instagram filter, like the color, right. The way they tuned up the colors is different.
I think it looks a little less cartoony, a little more realistic, I think.
I agree. So like here's an example of the lighting being more precise to my mind. Right here, this neon like blooms to the floor. Like what is that, right? It shouldn't really do that, but we've just accepted it because that's what Siege looks like. Here it's much more like subdued and purposeful, and the neon is local to the surface that it's closest to and not like just kind of blooming everywhere. I kind of think at times it looks flat because it's less bloomy.
Yeah, it really
less
is
cartoony.
It really is
interesting. An interesting balance to strike, right?
Yeah. It seems like a lateral step in some ways to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really, but I mean, this is kind of where we're at in. See, hold on. So that's the old game.
This is old.
Yeah.
Right here. This is old. This is new.
The lighting seems worse on that one though. Look at the lighting on the paneling above the bar on the left. Like the dynamic lighting seems to be worse. That's so weird.
It feels like the whole room, this whole hallway in Cafe is like just brighter from an unknowable source. Like it's just brighter already. Whereas here it's darker except where there are lights. Like there's shadows and lights being cast. But I think there's more detail in the reflections, not like RTX on freaking global illumination God rays.
Right.
But you can see on the floor it's like shiny. I don't know. I think it's going to have the appearance of, especially in a still like this, it has the appearance of like, oh, that's what it would look like in real life.
Yeah.
But once you're on the move and you're, trying to click heads, like, who cares?
Maybe it ends up being totally red. Sorry, Greg.
They're also adding. No, I just interrupted you. They're also adding like body shadows to the game.
Yeah. So you can see your own. You know how sometimes as somebody crosses a door frame, you see their shadow on the ground, and you're like, I already know he's coming.
Right.
Now you will see your own shadow, which in hindsight, what the F? Why didn't we have that before?
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
The shadows will be more consistent, and they've got a little bit of a roadmap already planned out where they will be including. Oh, just kidding. I guess they're not going to actually show the roadmap. Cool, Yubi. Cool website, dog. There will be new operators, new maps, and balancing changes throughout the seasons. And there'll be limited time events, especially in the new mode of Dual Front. That bonus objective I mentioned, how there's a hostage in the middle, like randomly in the middle of the game. Sometimes it'll be a hostage, sometimes it'll be something else. They didn't say what, but that sort of limited, time-sensitive event will change. And more tournaments. The Siege Cup is something they've been trying to make really stand up. Boys, I am dying to one day, if we can get a little bit of a hot streak, maybe in the summer when Deg has a little more time or something, right? Get us our little 5-sack we had that one time. Maybe try, the like tournament, because you can literally sign up for a tournament with 4 of your buddies and be entered into an informal online tournament. I think that'd be
fun.
An interesting taste of the upper echelons. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. What were you going to say, Jared?
I was just going to say, you guys know I'm pretty critical of this game, and sometimes I'm just being silly. It's a fine game. There's way more annoying games, worse games than this. I would be disappointed if I was like a huge Siege head and Ubisoft dropped this, what to me feels like a turd. They're like,
You should have
hyping
seen
this thing up.
You should have seen the live event. I watched just about all of it online. People were freaking out, stoked because all of the stuff that I mentioned, or at least the people that really know the game really well.
Yeah.
All the stuff I just mentioned, it's coming to Dual Front, but it's also coming to Core Siege. The updated version of Core Siege isn't live yet, so there's no way to see how the changes will affect Core Siege, like competitively or whatever. But all of this stuff is coming to like the whole game. They also did some really silly small fan service stuff that, yes, I absolutely rolled my eyes at. For example, now you can inspect your gun in the middle of a match.
Finally.
They're adding some veteran rewards where if you started playing the game in like year 5, you get like a gadget or a widget or a skin or a thing. And then it gets better and better and better and better for the year 1 homies like your boy. You get like
Valkyrie
a
body
super
pillow
exclusive skin, and so yeah, it's interesting, right? It is not the world's craziest update, but it is. I think if you care about Siege and want to see some life breathed into it, it is that. There's been some
hyped
pros
it.
and some they've hyped it a lot.
They hyped it
for
too much. That's all I'm trying to say. I think it's actually nice.
Sure. Okay,
and if you
that's
love
fair.
the game, they don't need to create a sequel. That's the other thing. It's like everyone's like, when do they make the next one? It's like maybe they don't need it. Maybe this one's fine. Maybe this one is. We've hit a plateau technologically to where it's like we don't need another generation of hardware to improve games and their functionality. Games feel pretty much. I think they feel as good as they're ever gonna feel. And so I think that's fine. I think it's cool. If you love the game, then I could definitely see being like, nice, an improvement to the game I already play without a radical, changing of the foundations. I celebrate that. But they did hype it up like this is like the next era of Siege, and it's like it's kind of the same game. You just made the marble
it's a
look
step
better.
above Overwatch 2, but it's a step below like a WoW expansion or something really that kind of rocks your socks off. So
I agree.
We shall see. It comes out in what was it, Deg? Like May or June or something?
June, like right after Bodhi's birthday, like mid-June.
Oh, cool.
When is your son's birthday?
June 3rd.
Oh, okay. My birthday's on June 17th. Just curious.
He was born on June 3rd at 3:33 p.m. All three. It's pretty easy to remember.
Whoa!
Man. When he turns 3, he's gonna his intellect is going to grow to the next dimension. He's gonna be smarter than all of us. He's the chosen one.
June 10th is the official date. So,
June 10th.
well, folks, we're gonna move right on into some Siege. I just got a notification from Steam that my old pal Dag has booted up
I saw
the
that
game.
too. Sneaky.
So it's time to game. I hope you've enjoyed this little look at what the last week has been, what Siege X has in store, and let us know what you think. Share the pod, love the pod, like the pod, follow us on YouTube and Instagram at 3GrassTouchers. And until next time, get out there and touch some grass.